Ted Lasso season 2 premiering this past week on Apple Plus or Apple TV Plus, I should say. You caught up, right, to watch this?
I did, just for this season too. Hadn't seen it yet until now.
What was your experience with season 1?
Yeah, I like the show. I think it's kind of clear watching the show. Because I knew what everyone thought about the show already going in, and it's kind of clear. It's like, oh yeah, Ted Lasso, the man. He's not an anti-hero, and that's different for TV. He's not Michael Scott or David Brent either for comedy's sake. It's like, I get it. Thing is, not like I found the show super funny in the first season. I think there's funny and amusing premises, and it seems like those are getting paid off and built up upon more in the second season. So I have no doubt the show will get more funny. But early on, it's like more about like, I guess, investing in like the light dramatic themes of that first season. So I liked it, but I don't have like amazing love for it the way some people do.
Yeah, I found this to be just a super delightful show. And I was so excited for season 2. The first season I watched, I binged it all within like 2 days back in, oh boy, maybe back in April or so. And
Mm.
I think the thing that really stood out to me is we really live in an age of television where we're told to like root for or at least follow anti-heroes week to week. You think about probably one of the most standout shows from this year, Mayor of Easttown, and you're following a very flawed character, not necessarily an anti-hero, but like I think that's about as good as you get on television now. Is you get someone who's like very flawed and it kind of lives in this gray area of is this someone I actually want to root for or like, or is this someone that I come to like because I'm just with them every week for this hour. Ted Lasso, it gives you a lead in Jason Sudeikis that just is like a complete like hero in terms of someone that makes you feel good to follow, feel good to invest in, and I think it makes it kind of helps people to feel like they're seeing something that they strive to be in their life. Because I think most people do feel like they try to make good decisions, try to be there for the people, try to be a good person, and Ted Lasso really embodies that. And to see like the impact he makes on people around him is really nice. Obviously, the first season thrives off the premise of him never having coached a soccer team before and kind of his ability to bring something different to coaching rather than just like the strategical side of it. Um, the second season, obviously, he's still, kind of trying to learn more about how to become a soccer coach. But it seems like this second season is going to um, like you said, build more off of that first season in terms of the relationships going on around the soccer team, and kind of getting more into some of the other characters a little bit more. And I found one of the characters to be that I found most intriguing was Brett Goldstein's Roy Kent. His arc in season 1 and how it's kind of leading into season 2.
Mm.
Really nice. He's like this grumpy old like legend soccer player
Yeah.
on the team when Ted takes over, and his arc by the end of the season, kind of like him accepting his role, accepting this like next stage of his life, finding joy in other parts. Yeah, it was really really great, and to see where he's going in season 2, just
Mhm.
also very
Yeah.
intriguing. How did you feel about Roy Kent as a
Yeah, I
character?
liked him. I liked him. Uh, Especially his dynamic with what's his name? Tart, the uh, the young, handsome,
Oh yeah.
really good striker who goes back to Man City midway through
Mhm.
season 1. Fun villain for the show.
Yep,
Jeffrey Tart, is it?
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I like their dynamic. I like how Juno Temple's character shifts between the two characters as well.
Mhm.
I think she's definitely brings a fun energy, and she's actually like I think has some of the best comedy chops on the show in the early goings. The comedy's still on the lighter side, so I like that. Um, yeah, but yeah, Kent. I like Kent's energy too. It's like this really like the gruffness and the
Mhm.
matter of factness is a great foil to the overwhelming positivity that is Ted.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And um I think the other like aspect of this that I've really enjoyed is just seeing the way that the characters grow around Ted's goodness within the season, right? So obviously the conflict is Hannah Waddingham, who plays
Mhm.
Rebecca Welton. Her character wants the team to tank in the first season, so that she basically ruins the investment of her ex-husband. Then to see kind of the way she turns around in all of it, and then everybody else within the organization starts to kind of turn around is just really really rewarding and uplifting in a lot of ways. And then they're starting off season two obviously all on the same page, and I'm sure there will be some fluctuation at points in terms of where everybody wants things to go. But uh, finding out that she was the shame lady on
Mhm.
Game of Thrones.
Septon Unella, yes.
Yeah, what was really just a funny like holy shit that actor plays both those people type of moment, but also I just think she plays that like sternness so well, and then the moments when she broke, like when they were on that trip and she had that, I think she had like a guy like stand her up on a date or something like that. I can't remember, but Ted like kind of consoles her and is there for her in that moment, and seeing the way that she breaks, she plays that role so well. And then her like team around her, like who is it? Higgins,
Yeah.
Jeremy Swift's Higgins. I just find him so funny to be like her like right hand man, who's kind of like a baffling buffoon in a way, but also just like super well intentioned. Yeah, it's just a really feel good show, and season two seems to be right on the same course. Any thoughts on the premiere from season two?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's like, "Yep, this is picking up where we left off." I don't, like plot wise, it seems pretty straightforward to me. I think just the thing to look out for is what happens with a lot of comedy shows is that as the ensemble gets stronger and the writers room knows more what's going on, you expect the show to get better. This is time again happened with many great comedies, Parks and Rec, The Office, etc. The shows grow into their own as we
Yeah,
have more time. Notable, of course, Ted Lasso already renewed for season 3 as well, and definitely the biggest hit on Apple TV Plus to date. They gave us a lot of meaningless numbers, but apparently this was their most. The season 2 premiere was their most watched new thing to
hmm,
this point. So I think it's evident that Ted Lasso is definitely popular for them, but it's probably not like the biggest hit. We're not on like Netflix scale, but it's nice to see Apple finding their footing. I think between
yeah.
this and also Mythic Quest, they're definitely making some inroads on the comedy sphere.
Absolutely. Just a quick note. There's been, they've been picked up for season three, like you mentioned, but there's been talk that season three might be the last season,
Mm,
given Sudeikis's commitments beyond season three at this point.
interesting.
And uh, it would, I think that might actually work really well for the show if they know that there's a certain number of seasons, so they can tell whatever story they obviously want to tell instead of having to keep things
Yeah.
ongoing for whatever period of time. So we'll see about that. We'll check in with Ted Lasso as season two wraps up after its 12th episode. But Dave, what should people be tuning into for next week?
Yeah, we'll probably also be talking about Ted Lasso in September when the show wins a bunch of Emmys because it's
Yeah.
nominated for a ton of them.